Haggett. I played Tim in the Stab Movies production Cinco. My character Tim was kind of just, I think he was more of a party animal. He shows up and he's supposed to be showing everybody to the club, and ended up not being a party at the club because nobody was there for some reason. Really didn't have to act, I just kind of just myself. But I go back and watch that movie and I sucked at acting. It was terrible. Cinco was really my first acting experience. For some reason I thought I was king shit when I stepped on set. I have no idea why. I never even did anything before. Well, besides stuff for myself, I just thought I was cool. Everybody's like sitting around at the table reading the script and stuff, and I was just chilling back like I was some big shot, even though I was nobody, It was kind of funny. We just showed up on set, everybody, went over lines. This is the first time I was meeting everyone. First time I was meeting Josh, also, he posted the casting through Craigslist, and at that time, that's the only way I really knew how to find acting things. So I submitted, and he cast me just off some BS headshot that I had, which was not really professional. If I remember correctly, I think it was just me, a shirtless pic that I thought was a headshot. Like I said, I had no idea what I was doing back then. So bang, cast because I'm handsome. Usually happens a lot. We ended up going to this club in Concord, New Hampshire. We ended up filming in the back of the club while the front of the club was open. That was interesting. Then we start rolling for the first time that I've ever done something for somebody else. Then we start drinking. Unfortunately, we weren't really drinking. That probably would have made the processes a lot more fun. And then there was like a piñata, so we were like hitting a piñata and shit, and I was holding it up, I think, at one point, and because it was already broken in half, and then I had to hold it up for somebody to hit it. And I thought I was going to get smacked with the stick. Didn't get smacked with the stick, thank God. And then we got into the blood. And there was a lot of blood. The first blood was, I think Ashley gets killed. The chick throws her hand through the back of Ashley. And this was a fucking process, man. To get this, to work right. I don't know if it was somebody didn't know how to follow instructions, but that first death probably took longer than the whole fucking movie. Yeah. Anyway. So she gets killed. One of the little girls, she runs up, goes to hit her, and she gets her heart ripped out. Literally, there's just hearts getting ripped out everywhere, and there's blood and guts and spit and ass everywhere. I'm just kidding about the guts and spit and ass, but a lot of blood and fake hearts. This other guy comes up and he tries fighting this chick, and she kills him pretty easily. He goes throw 1-2 and she catches them both, weak, right? Throws her hand through her chest, blood everywhere, another heart ripped out. These chicks love to eat hearts. And meanwhile, Mark, actor, kind of just chilling at this point because there's a lot of stuff going on, and rewatch the movie, I have to make this disgusting face after the first girl dies, and I don't know what the hell kind of face I made. I was like, it was the ugliest thing I've ever done in my entire life. That was weird. To watch that, I don't know why Josh couldn't pick a better looking face that I made. Maybe that's the only face I made, but it was stupid, and yeah, don't watch that part. Just skip over it. Then I get to do something. I bring this girl, we go hide underneath the table. For some reason that works, and the two demon girls walk out. And at one point we're filming, I have to turn to the camera and talk to the other girl. I turn to the camera, and the camera's in my face. I smash my face off the camera. I think that's in the outtakes. That was pretty funny. But literally trying to film underneath this restaurant table, and there's no room, and there's 3 people down there. So they come back, I tell the girl to move, she runs away, I get pushed or something to the ground, and I turn over, and I think my character's in a daze, so I'm just sitting there, and then the girl straddles me, and then rips my shirt open, and rips my heart out, and then I die. So that was my first acting experience. Yeah, and a gallon of blood. Yep. After that, I think it took like 5 people and a lot of wet naps to clean all the blood off me, and paper towels. You know, many hands make light work, but that still took like an hour. And then we're cleaning the whole, well, and then the other girl dies, and then there was blood all over the freaking club. Because Josh like had to throw a bottle of blood in her face, and literally it was everywhere. And that was pretty funny. That was the last shot. He was like, all right, we got to wrap this up because there's blood everywhere. And literally everybody's just cleaning up blood and paper and, you know, from the confetti paper or flyers or whatever they were. The best part of filming Cinco for me was actually getting acting experience. I always did short films. I mean, not good or anything that got posted anywhere. But I always did them, I mean, ever since high school. So to be able to act in somebody else's projects, like somebody else's vision, was really cool. Especially since that kind of sparked me becoming an actor. The worst part about filming, the cleanup. Actors shouldn't have to clean up. Fuck that. Bang. My name's Mark Haggett. I played Brody Nichols in Stab 7, and his TV character's name was Ace. So Stab 7 I got cast in because I was in Cinco, and once again, I'm handsome. So that's why I got cast. I actually convinced Josh to let me play an Australian in the movie because I thought that would be fun, and it was. Playing an Australian the whole time was quite an experience for me, yeah, because it's the first time I ever got to do something like that, and yeah, I still haven't really done anything like that besides that movie, but whatever. Yeah, so we got put up in a hotel for, I think it was 2 or 3 nights. I think it was a weekend. It might have been Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not 100% sure on the days. That was like 4 years ago. So give me a break. The people staying in the hotel, I think it was me, Josh, and Dave Allen. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. Obviously, that was the first time I ever got put up in a hotel to film something. Whole Stab Movie Productions have a lot of firsts for me. The first thing we did in Stab 7 was obviously get to the hotel. Everybody get there, read over the lines and whatnot, and then we set up a party scene. Nice, right? Playing beer pong and stuff, and I think we were actually playing beer pong, and I think we were actually drinking this time. So much more fun. It was kind of actually just set up like a party. Josh was around filming everyone, and it was a good time. Not sure, we might have filmed other stuff that night. So I was the killer, so I got to play pretty much all of the killers. Let's see, there's like a scene where I'm a, what is it called? A Saw ghost face killer, and I'm on this little tricycle riding down the middle of the hallways, and like I come around this corner, and it's like quick, and obviously it's scary, but I mean hilarious for me because I'm a pretty big dude on this little child's tricycle that I could barely even ride. Let's see, there's this girl who I kill while she's like going up the stairs, and I got like this knife. I think I had a fake knife, but it was just like I'm trying to like fake stab this girl, and I'm walking up the stairs. She's crawling up the stairs, you know, dying, and I'm like trying not to trip over this ridiculous cloak that I'm wearing for the scream face. I think it took us like a couple takes because I was actually tripping over myself and I didn't want to stab this girl in the back for real. Oh, and before that, I ran around this stairwell and hit my nuts, and I was knocked out of commission for a couple minutes there. That did not feel good. So the mask is that, right? But you got black mesh inside of here, and you can't really see anything, and you can't feel anything because you're in a stupid cloak, right? So yeah, that didn't feel good. There was another death scene that night, I believe. There was this girl who was shit-faced, and she gets, this is another thing that we had go on that took a really long time. Yeah. Acting. Anyway, people get shit-faced and it takes forever to film. Awesome. But she got stabbed in the back of the neck, and I vaguely remember that just not being a very productive time. Oh, she gets stabbed in the stomach in the elevator first before she gets stabbed in the neck. And that's when I realized that things were going to go awry. And I went back into the hotel after this whole debacle happened, and I started talking to everybody else, and they're like, yeah, she was getting shit-faced. And I was like, well, that explains why she, was not very helpful. Hell no, bitch! At this point, I'm turning into a diva, I'm assuming. But I don't think I'm a diva. I'm a pretty cool guy, pretty laid back, whatever. I wasn't really drunk. I don't remember being drunk. Definitely had a couple beers, but I don't think I was drunk. The next day, I believe that was the whole first night. The next day we were filming with some cops. There's this actor called, his name's Quinlan, maybe goes by Q or something, I don't know. But he's got this line, and he bursts through the door, some big tough guy cop. He's not really big or looks like a tough guy. Kind of just a dude. For some reason, he was doing finger guns the whole time like this, saying his lines, and I couldn't stop dying laughing because he's saying his lines with like hard finger guns pointed at the ground for some reason. I had no idea why, so I was like dying, and he's like, bitch! He's got these finger guns just pointing at the ground. But like one of his lines, he's like, I think his line was, what do you like to kill things? Small animals, maybe people? And he goes, what do you like to kill things? Small people, maybe animals? Like, couldn't get the small animals, maybe people. It was funny. It was a tongue twister, I guess, sometimes. But that was funny. But he comes in and he's like, no, bitch. We pretty much, shit on him the whole time for that because it was funny. So like for me to get back into character from like hysterically laughing, I go, man, damn, and then it works. See, I'm fine. We ended up having a break in time because we were waiting for actresses, I believe, to come back to set to film what we needed to film. And there was a pool at the hotel, so I think it was Josh, Dave, and I'm not 100% sure if anybody else was there.
Devin, because she was squirting her breast milk at people.
Oh, right. It was Josh, Dave, and I, and another actress, Devin, I believe. We're all just chilling by the pool, and I think it might have been Dave trying to get out of the pool first, but he tried, or maybe I did because it was easy, and I just hopped up out of the pool, and then Dave goes to try to hop up out of the pool, but he's weak as shit, so he couldn't do that. And it was just funny watching him try to get up out of the pool. And then either I thought it was funny, or Josh thought it was funny, or Dave thought it was funny to take a picture of me, Dave, and Josh all trying to get out of the pool and do an evolution of man Photoshop. So it was Josh, who's very, very skinny, Dave, who's pretty skinny, and I think I wasn't that built at the time, but I think I was pretty decently sized. So it was 3 different stages of dudes. If we had Lou Ferrigno in his prime next, it would have been ideal, but we didn't have that. I just had to be the best one at the time. That day we ended up doing a breakfast scene where we're all having pancakes or waffles, I think it was, and I think at one point I go to reach for waffles and I get it slapped out of my hand and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't remember why that happened, or it was in the scene, but it was funny. There was a big debacle. There was very, very big-ish going on. I didn't realize Dave was a diva until this film. Also the first film that I worked with Dave on. But there was a point where he had some issues with who was watching his kid, and he was supposed to go watch his kid, but one or two of the girls were supposed to be on set, and they were very, very late, hours late, and Dave was flipping his lid. Total Diva Dave came out that day. I've seen it a couple times. It's actually not that rare of an occurrence. Diva Dave. Maybe you should make an Instagram handle, Diva Dave, and then it would be fine. But yeah, I didn't think we were going to finish filming that day because of all the shit that was going on. That was probably the first big issue with Stab 7. Many more issues to come. People backing out. Not getting finished. Huh. That would have been fun to finish. Listen, bitch, bimbo, slut, skank, motherfucking bitch. We're like, dude, we're trying to end this shit. I actually lied. The hotel was not the first time that we got on set for Stab 7. It was a park scene. First time I met Dave and everyone else. That was kind of a chill experience. Dave thought I was some douchebag. Come to find out, I was. But I was a cool douchebag, so we're friends now. Josh had to go run to his car real quick and do something, so we all like started picking grapes and shit and throwing them at the camera, seeing if we can hit the camera. That was pretty funny. There was a few outtakes of Lindsay trying to hit me in the face with the grape, and she like missed 5 times in a row. We ended up all just dying laughing from that. That was pretty funny. Oh, and Dave, he has a Chandler Bing from Friends O-face. Go watch the outtakes. Funny shit. You'll never look at Dave the same way ever again. We ended up stopping filming for about a year. Super awesome. Not really. So that kind of sucked. Put a cog in the whole thing. What we ended up coming back and filming was we filmed a fight scene between the Freddy, Ghostface, and the TV series Ghostface. Dave played the TV series Ghostface and I played the Freddy Ghostface. So I had to pick up Dave over my head and throw him through a table. It was not a table, it was just a cardboard box, but you know, to save Dave from getting seriously injured, it was a cardboard box with a cloth thrown over it. That was pretty funny. We did a couple tests of me actually trying to pick him up over my head, and I was like, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. It took a couple takes to get it done right, but I think it ended up coming out all right. I think Dave weighs 150 pounds, 160 maybe. I doubt he weighs 160, so it wasn't that bad. Josh ended up casting Sherry as a stunt double who ends up somehow replacing Lindsay's character in that whole, they're like running away from the killer, me scene, and we're like running all over Manchester, New Hampshire, all over the hotel, in multiple different locations, all over Josh's mom's house, I believe, where he ran over his camera. Way to go. We filmed where the hotel was with a phone. So there was another scene that I had to film where I pick up Dave again by putting a machete through his back and picking him up like this. It was actually pretty easy because this time he just got on a chair and I didn't have to pick him up. A lot of blood. I think that was one of the first times Dave had that much blood. I don't think he ever had to deal with blood before that, which is weird because he was in Stab 7 and there was a shitload of blood everywhere. My favorite part about filming has to be being able to be an Australian the whole time. I already said that, but I'm just going to reiterate it because that was fucking cool. The worst part about filming, it's going to have to be not finishing it. Honestly, as an actor, you want everything to be done. And you want everything to be done well. And even if it's not done well, you still want it to be done just so you can see what you did. I didn't get to film the scenes that I thought would have been more fun for me, which I go psycho, very psycho, and kill people and get killed twice, or I think I get killed and then I actually get killed. For me, like I said before, I was the killer in almost every single scene. There might have been a scene or two that I didn't do as the killer, so I got to wear that costume and those costumes a lot. Those costumes are really hot. So anybody who did the Scream movies before, or the Scream TV series before, who had to be the killer, who were on set for 10, 12 hours at a time. I mean, I was also, but I probably did no more than a couple hours in the suit at a time. I mean, they probably didn't either, but screw them. I'm way better than all of them, so I don't even know why I'm talking about other people. But yeah, it's really hard to see in the suit. It's really hot. You're wearing like these winter gloves, boots. I think at one point I was wearing shorts underneath the costume because I was just like, nah, forget that, dude. I'm not wearing pants. You don't even see my legs. You're always tripping over yourself. Said that before. The knife is always getting stuck in the arm thing when you're trying to fake stab people. You can have as much body awareness as you want, but you can't have awareness of clothing that's super baggy, so it gets stuck and caught everywhere. So there was another scene we filmed after the park scene. It was two girls were sitting by the pool, or laying sunbathing by the pool. Amanda and Stephanie, I believe their names are. I come in, kill her once again, and I end up stabbing one of them through the face with a fake knife. It's all CGI and stuff. And then the other one like looks at me like, oh shit, my friend just got killed. And she like running, or I think she jumps in the pool, or I push her in the pool. I think I just picked her up and tossed her. She was like, yeah, just throw me in the pool. So I like picked her up and tossed her in the pool, and I'm like chasing her around the pool, fake stabbing, obviously, because I don't want to get this super giant Scream suit wet, because that would just be really uncomfortable as a killer and messy. For some reason, she goes to get out of the pool right when I'm about to come around, and I slice her throat. I think I like grab her by the back of the neck and slice her throat and throw her in the pool. There was a lot of blood inside that pool, and it all settled at the bottom, and I feel bad for Josh's mom who had a bloody pool. Sorry. My name is Mark Haggett. I played Adam Holt in the StabMovies production, Theta. My character, Adam Holt, was the fraternity president. Once again, macho guy. He's just a jock douchebag like every other character that I ever play. Awesome. I am very versatile. I can play so many types of jock douchebag. Every single type of jock douchebag. Cast me. So the other thing about Adam's character is he ends up coming out that he's gay right before he dies. But, in a macho way, he's like, hey, I'm gay, now I'm going to kill people. All my scenes ended up filming in one location over 2 days, I believe. There was one scene we were filming where we put all the pledges in a circle, and they gotta spank it to one of the pledges' old grandmothers. Watching everybody's like individual reactions, like while sitting back, and obviously I'm not acting at that point when they're filming everyone else. Well, it was pretty hilarious. Some people are like, oh yeah, that's cool. And others are like, what the fuck, I want to throw up. There was a scene that Dave ended up having to put lotion on my back. That was a little awkward because Dave was getting very into it. He was like, I don't know, he was pretty into it. Whatever. Dave's weird. But we're friends, so it's fine. There was a scene where sorority girls come over that one was my girlfriend, and then the other ones they weren't together, and maybe they were together. One was with Ahmad, and they come in, and this girl, she didn't speak English very well, so that was interesting. Ahmad swears that he doesn't have broken English. I mean, he does. He's all right, but like he's got an accent. He doesn't think he has an accent, but he's got an accent. And this girl had a hard accent. But like there was a scene where they have to do a shotgun, where that's how she said it. And then she literally attacks Ahmad. Like, I look over while Josh is filming this shit, and I thought they were going to be banging on the couch. It was very intense. We get done filming that scene, and we're talking with Ahmad out back later. He was like, I don't know what the fuck happened. It just happened, and I didn't know what to do. She was like biting his lip and stuff, and he had nothing to do. It was just very interesting. Just sitting back, and it's all supposed to be stage work. That was softcore porn. That was right there. I did get to film all my stuff. See, we had the hazing stuff. Oh, we had like Ahmad fake jumping through a window. That was pretty funny. He had like glass and stuff stuck in his arm. And he was like, dude, that was a sick entrance. And I was like, bitch, no Batman entrance. And he's like, but it was cool. And I was like, yeah, I guess it was pretty cool. So this whole time, Dave's character has like super gay undertones to his character. Like, his character's gay, or we all assume that he's gay. And he's like, bro, no, I'm not gay. Towards the end, Dave ends up getting killed, and my character is the one that ends up being gay. You only find that out because, no, Dave, I love you. I should have told you that I love you is my line. And then I go ham and I start killing people because I'm pissed. We got a scene with this girl who's supposed to be another killer. And here we go again. It's just like, can't get it right. And simple directions. Move left. Just move left. She can't move left! I have nightmares about that. Forever. No, but seriously, take direction. It's easy. One step. That's all you gotta do. And the scene's done. 20 takes later, finally takes that step, and we can move on. So there's like this big party scene we're doing, and that's also where everybody gets killed. I end up getting killed after being all big and macho. Josh runs up, he like goes to like tackle me or something, and just like bounces off my chest. And then somehow he gets a knife out of nowhere, stands up, and slits my throat. So I was like, Josh, you're using the real knife. I want you to be at least this far away from my neck because the angle doesn't call for you to be that close. So be at least this far away from my neck. Yes, Mark, I know. I'll be careful. I won't cut you. I don't want to see you die on my set. Do you know the liability? Blah, blah, blah. Bitch cuts my throat. You believe that shit? He actually cut my throat. I have never been so pissed on a set in my entire life. I was so close to quitting, but I didn't because I'm a professional. I had to use the alcohol wipe, clean up. It was a little cut. Oh, it was a little cut. Did I overreact? I don't think I overreacted because I actually got my neck cut by a real fucking knife. If that happened to anybody else, I'm sure they would have flipped out too. Motherfucker. But yeah, Josh is still my bro. No big deal. No harm, no foul. I don't, I'm not dead. So it's fine. I didn't bleed out on anybody's floor. Could he have been closer? Yeah. And then that probably would have strangled him. But he didn't cut any more than just like a little bit. So I didn't actually kill him. He didn't actually kill me. The thing got filmed. I just had to clean up a little bit, compose myself, because I'm a professional and I get shit done. And then it got done. So I don't think it was an overreaction, maybe a slight overreaction, but it wasn't an overreaction. Dave, go F yourself, bro. All right? Fun parts about that set. Mark, he was really good at the guitar. He started playing the guitar out back. I think we were singing Backstreet Boys and shit. Maybe a little bit of Britney Spears too. That was pretty fun. You know what? That was probably one of the most fun times I had on the Theta set. Probably one of the most fun times I've had on any of the Stab movie production sets. Least favorite part about Theta is definitely me getting my throat slit. Yeah. And that we didn't finish it. Again, fucking people. Unprofessional. Don't finish shit. That really pisses you off because you screw over all the people who put the time and the work and the effort into trying to finish it. It's extremely selfish not to finish a project that over 20, 30 people are working on because you screw over 20 or 30 people. It's not just you losing out on your night of binge drinking that you want to do. It's everyone losing out on the multiple weekends of binge drinking that they could have been doing. All right? Yeah, you're not really getting paid for the Stab movie productions, but you actually signed that you were going to do them. My name is Mark Haggett. I am the writer, director, producer of Lake House Whisper, which is released through Stab Movies' YouTube page. I also play Troy in that movie. Let's see, that movie was my first real attempt at putting a thing that wasn't just me together. You had me, Dave Allen, William Veras, Ryan Harms, Sidney Atkin, Ron Young. My little brother played a stunt double in that as the killer. His name's Christopher Jakes. The bulk of that movie, 50 pages, 55 pages, was filmed in 2 days, which is a very heavy load to get done in 2 days. I think I had 4 hours of sleep in the 2 nights that we were there. I was exhausted. That was a heavy burden. So I learned from that movie, and I'm never going to do something like that ever again by myself, or not even by myself, with a very limited crew. We went up to my grandmother's camp to film that. It was in Poland, Maine. I think the surrounding area really set up well for the movie because it had the secluded feel to it. That's another movie that had a lot of blood and throat slits and stuff like that. I ended up doing a really sweet SFX makeup on Ron. He got his throat slit, and there's a couple pictures of it, and that thing looks gruesome, man. I might be a dickhead director. I don't know if it's because of how stressed I was throughout that whole thing, but I think I might be an asshole. Yeah, that's just plain and simple. I was told I wasn't an asshole, but I think I was. That was a long 2 days. That was a really long 2 days. The actresses on that movie were absolutely phenomenal. They nailed their scenes 100%. couldn't have asked for a better casting, and also I couldn't cast anybody else because nobody else showed up to the auditions. I had people send in video auditions, but nobody came to the in-person casting except for Ryan and Sydney. So I had to go off video auditions and in-person auditions, and honestly, they put in the time to come down and audition, and they killed it. They absolutely killed it. I think that casting was perfect for both of them. Will, who played the killer, along with Sydney, was also a killer. I pretty much wrote the parts for the three guys that were in it. Dave was in it. He was like a hopeless romantic. He ends up proposing to his girlfriend, who was played by Ryan. He wants to propose to his girlfriend, who was cheating on him with Phil. Real nice. Oh, and Phil was dating Sydney. And I'm not going to give it away in case you actually want to watch it. It's called Lake House Whisper once again. Go watch it. I just remember being really tired during the whole filming process. We ended up doing a scene out on the water. We were out in the middle of the lake in kayaks. I was filming this scene with my iPhone that I had at the time, and I had like lenses and stuff to put on the iPhone, but the sound ended up not coming out right. And the day of filming we did, I ended up doing ADR for all of that. Ended up having to cut a whole scene out of the movie because the sound was just terrible. Oh, there was a funny moment while we were filming. My uncle was out back trying to cut down a tree, and I needed to assist him because the tree would have fallen and taken out the shed out back. So that needed to get, I needed to help him during that. It was like, right, luckily we weren't really taking a break, we were just running over lines. Luckily I knew the script because I wrote it, so I went and helped. So as StabMovies.com Productions' involvement in Lake House Whisper, obviously they released it through their YouTube page. Josh ended up helping me out doing the score of the movie. He gave me a lot of sound bites and music that I could put into it, and that's all the music that you hear. I think I scored a little bit of it, but that was like one of the first scenes, and other than that, I don't think that much of my score got left in there because what he gave me was very fitting. Also, if it wasn't for Josh, there would have been a lack of opening scene. So the opening scene in the movie is a dream sequence where my character is thinking about this faceless, so we're just sitting down drinking beers, watching a movie, and the Phil character ends up walking to go get another beer or to take a piss or something like that, and he ends up getting his face cut and pulled off by this person who has no face, or he kind of looked like Freddy Krueger-esque. And then my character turns the corner, sees him as he's pulling off Phil's face, and then I end up getting stabbed in the face, and that's when I wake up, and then we pull into the movie. My favorite part about filming that is probably my least favorite part about filming that, to be honest with you. My favorite part about filming that was actually being able to put something together fully and bringing it from start to finish. Regardless of the quality, I think it is. I think the storyline is really well done. I think it's entertaining. If you're looking for something to watch that tricks your mind a little bit, I think that would be something. It's an entertaining story. I didn't enjoy the quality of film that I brought to it. There are a few scenes that just, there were some that weren't in focus, and it was a time crunch. To be honest, like if I had 2 weeks to film that whole movie, it would have came out a lot better. I would have had a lot more I would have had a lot more production value into it. But I just didn't have that. So yeah, like I said, my favorite part about it is my least favorite part about it, because there were issues with the movie. There were some scenes that I was in, or I wasn't filming, that wasn't filmed exactly how I wanted it, but I just couldn't. I didn't really have the time to reshoot, or I just had to. I had to put my trust in other people. My little brother did a lot of the filming, and that was the first time he ever got behind the camera, and I think he did a great job for the scenes that he did. He killed it, because initially we were going to have Greg film most of it, but there was a misunderstanding of how much experience he had behind the camera. He has worked on other sets before, but he never worked behind the camera. That ended up being an issue during the filming. Just, I had to teach two people how to film instead of, whatever. So I ended up filming a lot of it. My little brother filmed a lot of it, and Greg filmed, I think he filmed 2 scenes. So if I were to suggest anything for anybody, if you're going to go into a film, if it's not going to be a very low budget short film, like keep it under 10 minutes. If you keep it under 10 minutes, you can probably get away with having a 3-person crew. You got a camera guy, sound guy, and somebody just to do the bitch work, to be honest, like set up lighting and whatever. But other than that, don't try it if you want the quality to be decent. If you just want to do something, go ahead. Feel free. Be the director, be the cinematographer, be the writer, be the main actor. Be everything you want to be. And you will get what you put into it. No, you won't get what you put into it. You're going to put a lot into it, and you're not going to get what you want out of it. You might think that you got what you want out of it. You know what? It doesn't really matter. If you want to film something, go film it. Let your heart's desire just take over and do everything. Because honestly, you don't learn unless you just trial by fire. Hey, 2 + 2 is 4, right? What if it was 5? Well, it's not 5. Well, how do you know it's not 5? Because somebody told you that it wasn't 5, and then you figured it out, right? All right. If you want to check me out on Instagram, my handle is Mark_Haggett. That's MARK_HAGGETT. I released a movie called Batman One Final Joke. That thing's stellar. Go check it out. You can just type in Batman One Final Joke and it's going to pop up.